The Evil Within, the classic 2014 horror game made by Shinji Mikami. Now, I don't think anyone else has done this, so here's a video about a guide. Well, it is a guide to all the creatures and the Evil Within. First start with the Haunted, Group A. Human test subjects connected to STEM and turn into creatures by synchronizing with Ruvik's consciousness. That's Group A. Group B. Somehow even people who couldn't be connected to STEM appear as monsters. Group C. Hello? Group C. Subjects remain a glimmer of their original consciousness, appearing as they did in life. However, having died in the real world, they have lost their true humanity. Group D. Haunted attack normal people on sight and attempt to devour their brains, perhaps in an effort to recover their lost memories. And Group E. Though they are simple-minded, some of them use weapons and tools. Some individuals appear driven by someone's commands. Some haunted, for Group F, having a higher level of synchronization with Ruvik, with strange masks or hood. Yes, see, they wear masks just like this, some of them. They are pretty much this game's version of zombies. The first haunted you meet is Connolly. Jesus. As you can see here, he turned into a haunted. And the second one, you can actually see this man turn to a haunted fully right here. Some haunted, such as the burning room in chapter 6. You can see here, you can use a method like this to attack haunted. I think you'll probably die just like me. And some of them, such as here in chapter 5, are locked in cages. I mean, cells for some reason. Some of them, like you said, have weapons, like sniper rifles right there.
Find cover. They're shooting.
Some have dynamite, such as this, which will deal damage to you, obviously. And here in chapter 4, you're introduced to a new kind of haunted that is invisible. They are pretty hard to attack, just like here. As you can see, I failed. You also see another one, a lot of them actually, here in chapter 5. You can kill them. It's best to use like a shotgun or a flashball, and you can stun them. When there is a lot of haunted, it can get pretty difficult. So as the game loading screen says, try to stay out of arm's reach of them. And if there's a big group, you can, like I just did, you could use a shock bolt. It was supposed to be a guy, but hey, how about some tips? Why not? As you can see here, there's also fat enemies. They have a bit more health, and as you can see, they also cover their head with their hands, so you can't exactly get a headshot on them. Some of them, as you see here, have iron masks, so it's you can't exactly headshot them. But with this special one that's a firefighter, oh, never mind. Some of them, have machine guns you can see here, so in higher difficulties it is pretty difficult to get around them, especially in chapters 11 through 15. And as you can see, some actually have shotguns, but I just use my magnum to kill them. And some here have crossbows, just like ours, that shoot explosive bolts. And as you can see here in Group F, there's a certain kind that they don't specifically talk about. That is the Ruvik Doppelganger. As you can see, it screams, it looks just like Ruvik, and Laura's hands will spout out. You can just shoot to make them go away. If you don't know who Laura is, don't worry, we'll be getting to her in just a second. And here we have the alter ego, the result of connecting a subject with dislocated identity disorder to the STEM device. The dominant and alternate personalities blend into a single-headed thing, whatever, two-headed thing. They don't like each other. Here they are. They first make their appearance in Chapter 7. They appear in Chapter 7, 8, and 14. Also, I just died, so isn't that great? So trying this again. Some are hanging like this, and in this part of the level, they are in cells. They will charge at you and try to swing their long arms at you. If you want to do headshots, you gotta do it twice as many as you would for a normal one, because remember, they have multiple heads. And a cool thing you can do is you actually activate these traps and kill them that way. And another cool thing, when they're on the ground like this, whoops, you got to do a melee, and then if you stun them just once, it one-hit kills them, and even works on Akuma mode. And here in Chapter 8, the alter egos have this new thing where they have like this weird thing coming out of their chest, and then it kills you one hit if you get too close. Just like that. Yay. Okay, so I don't know why this thing is here, but here's a audio recording about the alter egos.
Aberrant brainwave patterns observed in subjects number 25 and 33, and now again in 55. The one common factor is a case history of dissociative identity disorder. Previous experiments on the prefrontal cortex led to degradation of sense of self. But there were unanticipated results here. Suicidal thoughts of alternate personalities exhibited as attacks on the core personality. As self-consciousness waned, a sort of stasis was achieved, like two creatures sewn together and forced to live as one, eternally hating the other. Delicious.
So here we have the trauma, a creature born from Ruby's concept of death and rebirth, based upon his rejection of the religion his father forced upon him at an early age, the Cedar Hill Church. You first meet them in Chapter 10, and at higher difficulties they can be in Chapter 14 and also Chapter 11. You can't sneak kill him, but I always fail at trying to sneak kill him right there. They do have a lot of health, so it's just best to stun them. Flash bolts, as you can see, do not work. So just stun them, run away. Really, you don't bother killing them unless you have a lot of ammo. Here's actually an example of what I do, stunning them and getting past this part, because it's pretty difficult. Anyways, that's it for the regular enemies. Let's go into the bosses. The status: a creature born from the mind of a murderer merged with Ruvik's madness. He has lost himself with rage, becoming murderous person. I don't know, but he is the first enemy you see in the Evil Within. He appears in Chapter 1, Chapter 6, and Chapter 15, which is where you fight him. As you can see, he wields a chainsaw, and he cuts our leg in the beginning of the game, so that's why we have a scar on our leg. Here you can see we fight him in Chapter 3, so then we can get his chainsaw to get the gate open. And here in Chapter 15, you see him here wielding a rocket launcher. And when you actually do enough damage to him, he'll throw down the rocket launcher and get his chainsaw back and try to chase you with it. Laura, a creature born from the memory of Laura's tragic death and Ruvik's vengefulness. The thing nearly immune to torture bullets. Yeah, so pretty much, it's hard to kill her. Best just to run away. You first meet her here at the end of Chapter 4. I really hate her. And then here in the next chapter, Chapter 5, she's the final boss, so... In this part, you do actually kill her, though. Especially kill her with just fire. That's why you should always have matches handy. But yes, Laura died in a barn fire, as you can see here. Which is why Ruvik is vengeful about her death.
Everything I have, everything I am, has been taken from me since the accident by those who seek to consume me. They are in the darkness, with only the phantoms of my mind to comfort me, to taunt me. I nearly lost myself completely. But then I saw her. Deep down I know she was only an apparition. But I would regain my face. Recover what was taken from me. Restore her. My beloved sister, Laura.
Yeah, Ruvik really loved his sister. I don't know if making your sister into that is called love, but you know what, whatever. And then here in Chapter 10, you have to fight her. You do have a choice of killing her. It's a good... And then you get a key and stuff, but... I really do not recommend it, like, in the game's loading screen. Just try and keep her stalled like this while you try and get the gate open. So she just killed us, and here's where she died, in a memory from Chapter 9. But yeah, that's it for Laura. Now let's go on to my favorite creature in the game. Keeper is a creature created from blend of Rubik's final memories before he was dismembered, and is furious having his research stolen from his safe. So anyone who approaches the safe is killed, and their severed head is added to those in the sack. It's gonna be the last one I'm reading. Apparently, the pictures go by too fast. Yeah, we first see him in Chapter 6. His first appearance in Chapter 7, where we first fight him, is here. He tries everything to stop you. Plus, he looks cool. You gotta admit. He's on a bunch of advertisements for this game. And as you see, he leaves out these barbed wire traps. Couldn't exactly get some footage of him laying them out, so sorry. And here in Chapter 7, this is the final boss fight where we fight the Keeper for the first time. You call him Safe Head, Safe Face, Box Head, you know, whatever you want to call him. We call him Mr. TV for some reason. I use the Magnum there, but if you don't have the Magnum, best thing to use, in my opinion, is the Sniper Rifle or the Acne Bolts. But as you can see, if he is blocked from you, in this part, he will kill himself in order to respawn in your room. So then he can get to you. He's that dedicated.
This thing stay dead.
He also appears in Chapter 13 and 15. And also, apparently, he could turn into a facehugger-like thing for some reason. The Amalgam Alpha is the final consciousness of test subjects who die while connected to STEM, combined into one single horrific shape. Attacks anything that moves, attempting to flee from certain death. So it's a thing you only see. You see it at the end of Chapter 8. We'll have
It should have. Why didn't it?
yeah, so only I believe you meet it first in Chapter 8, but you fight it in Chapter 10. That's all you see it in the game, actually.
That's it. That's why.
Doctor, run!
He wants the same thing as us. He wants out.
You start off the fight like this, running from him, and you pretty much just gotta shoot his eye, and then just like keep shooting him and everything until he emits this pink thing with another eye. Just try and destroy his eye. He'll die. It may seem difficult at first, but it's actually pretty easy to kill him.
This thing gonna run?
Only one way to find out.
Shit!
What are you doing? Answer me.
Heresy? Heresy? I don't know if I'm saying that right. It's like this spider-like thing you only see in like the beginning of Chapter 12. You can't actually kill it, just gotta damage it enough so then it won't chase you too much, as you can see. It will destroy the bus, which is always great.
Damned if I'm going to die in here.
I don't know how long we'll be safe here.
Another little thing can also spawn like some little babies on the bus. We gotta kill those. As you can see, this is 9 and 10. I think it's how you say it. I know I'm probably saying it wrong. It's German for 9 and 10. They are these twins that were adopted pretty much by the Cedar Hill Church, Ruvik's pretty much religion, and they were experimented on, so that's why they look like that and want to kill you. So I can see first Sten comes out, then 9. You can actually get them both at once if you keep going and hide and the little thing, but I decided not to do that for the video. Here is like the little laboratory where they were experimented on and were kept. And a little bit, yeah, I'll show you. Here's actually a picture of them. And then here's a little document. You can pause and read it. It's about them when they were first brought in by the church. And here we have the big doggo, which is only found in chapter 6. It's a guardian of the church, bred in a cult laboratory beneath the cemetery. It was raised on sacrificial victims. It craves human flesh. Didn't really have a lot of time for footage of it, but here's it sleeping. It's a cute little doggo, isn't it? Shigyo, I think it's called Shigyo. I'm guessing it's a Japanese thing. It's an aquatic monster born from subject drowned during testing. So, it's kind of, I guess, like the granny from the Little Nightmares DLC, Secrets of the Maw. It's only in chapter 11. It's really not much to show about it, to be honest, but here's when it first appears and also me getting killed by it. Yay. Quell is a creature generated by Rubik's desire to remain unseen by others. It changes colors to blend in with its surroundings, uses long tentacles to ensnare. Bleh, I can't read. This is why I don't like reading pictures, because I can't keep them up there for long enough. There's this octopus-like thing, even though it doesn't have 8 tentacles. It kills some of the alter egos there, as you can see, which is kind of helpful. And if you don't shoot it there, then it will grab you like this. It only appears in chapter 14. It is the final boss fight. Also, just like that spider dude, it shoots out little babies as well. And here is the amalgam. And also coming up, I think, next is the amalgam core. This is the final boss fight. It's technically Ruvik. It has braces for some reason, but this is pretty much the end of the video. Sorry this wasn't as professional. I just wanted to be like quick, but yet still informative. I'm not good at reading out loud or fast, but I hope you guys did enjoy it. If I get enough, if I get 10 likes on this, I'll make one for the DLCs, and then probably the sequel. So yeah, I'm gonna keep in the final boss fight in its entirety, and thank you for watching. Anyways, you can see here it's this other Ruvik thing. I guess it's like a blood bead monster thing. It is Ruvik, from what I know. It's only in chapter 9. It does hurt you a bit. If it does get close to you enough, it will absorb you completely and kill you. Yay. And here, only in chapter 8 and also a little bit in chapter 14, we have these zombie babies. You can kill them like this with a flashbolt, or you can just step on them, but it's really weird. They jump really high. And Eli is laughing because I said you can step on the babies. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching.